They thought it was just another derelict ship floating cold and silent through the void. But the moment they scanned at their hearts, if they had any, would have stopped. This wasn't a ship. It was a warning, a weapon, a legend. The humans called it the Indomitable. If you're into terrifyingly awesome sci-fi and humanity yes stories, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single interstellar tale. And don't forget to comment below with your favorite part, and share this with your fellow space nerds. Welcome back to the channel where we explore the most intense and spine-chilling HFY stories. In today's tale, an alien scouting ship encounters something humanity left behind. A warship built not just for defense, but to be a message written in armor, engines, and devastating silence. What they saw inside changed their understanding of humanity forever. The story begins in the cold, infinite void of space, where alien species, unknown to humans, navigate the stars, explore new territories, and scan for potential threats or valuable resources. The alien scouts, an advanced but mysterious species, are out on a routine mission in a sector of the galaxy that humanity has long since left behind. It's a forgotten part of space, uncharted and seemingly lifeless. The alien starship is sleek, smooth, and quiet, an amalgamation of technology designed for deep space exploration and rapid travel. Their vessel hums with power, navigating through the darkness of space as distant stars shine coldly, far away. The sensors on their ship constantly scan their surroundings, cataloging asteroids, cosmic radiation, and debris, everything that might pose a risk or potential interest. Everything seems typical, calm, and uneventful until a strange anomaly appears on their radar. It's not a planet, star, or asteroid. It's a ship, but not just any ship, a massive human warship that appears to be drifting aimlessly through space. The ship has been lost to time, perhaps for centuries, its origins unclear, its purpose unknown. The alien's advanced AI system quickly locks onto the signal, instantly recognizing it as a human-made vessel. The AI scans the ship's signature, trying to parse the data and identify the structure's age, weaponry, and capabilities. At first, the aliens aren't concerned. They've encountered derelict ships before, old military relics that pose no threat. However, the ship stands out. There's something about its design and the sheer size of it that piques their curiosity. The vessel is silent, no power signature detectable on the outside. The initial assumption is that this ship is a dead relic, just another forgotten warship from a long-past conflict left abandoned in deep space. The aliens, with their superior technology, see no immediate reason for caution. But as their ship gets closer, their curiosity grows. As they approach, the silence becomes unsettling. Most ships, especially older ones, will be emitting some kind of heat signature, radiation, or remnant of energy. This ship, however, seems to be dead in the water. No movement, no life signs, nothing. The AI begins a more invasive scan, probing deeper into the warship structure, trying to extract more data. As the alien scouts scan deeper into the warship systems, they detect an unexpected result, a faint but still existing power signature, a core energy that seems dormant but alive in a way they've never encountered before. It's not functioning like normal engines or reactors. This warship system seems as if waiting for something. The deeper scans reveal that the ship's hull is covered in thick layers of armor and defensive systems. Weapons are powered down, but the sheer scale and potential firepower of this vessel sent a wave of unease through the alien crew. The aliens realized something troubling. This ship wasn't abandoned. It was intentionally left behind, like a trap or a warning. Why would such a formidable warship be out here, alone and seemingly powerless? What was its purpose, and who or what might have created it? For the first time, the alien crew feels a cold shiver run down their spines as they begin to sense that the humans they've heard of in scattered reports are far more dangerous than they imagined. The encounter in deep space scene sets the stage for the unfolding terror of the story. It's not just about the alien race stumbling upon a human ship. It's about the sense of dread and unknown that builds around it. This scene lays the groundwork for the aliens to question their understanding of humanity, introducing the concept that they may have vastly underestimated the humans they've only heard about in passing. It's the first clue that humanity's true power lies not only in the strength of their warships, but in the mystery and intention behind their creations. The Indomitable is more than a ship. It's a relic with purpose, a statement left in the dark corners of space to be discovered by the unprepared. In this section, the alien scouts, intrigued by the mysterious human warship, begin their first real investigation. Initially, they approach with cautious curiosity, unaware of the terrifying discovery that awaits them. The alien vessel slowly draws closer to the Indomitable. The warship floats eerily in the void, surrounded by a faint cosmic mist. The alien scout ship maintains a safe distance, unsure whether the ship might still contain dangerous elements or if it is simply a derelict husk. As they approach, the atmosphere aboard the alien ship grows tense. Each crew member feels the weight of uncertainty. Their leader orders the crew to engage their scanning systems, but they do so with a sense of routine. They have scanned countless derelict ships before, and they expect nothing out of the ordinary. However, the closer they get, the more unsettling the ship's stillness becomes. There are no signs of life, no crew, no movement, no residual energy bursts that would indicate it was recently active. The aliens deploy a series of scanning probes to gather data on the ship's outer hull and detect any signs of hidden technology. This is when they first notice the unusual readings. Their initial scan confirms that the ship's armor is far thicker than anything they've encountered, far beyond the capabilities of a typical human ship. Its defensive systems are dormant, but the power it radiates is unlike any they've seen before. Despite the lack of visible activity, there is something undeniably alive about the ship. The AI on board the alien vessel quickly detects an ancient yet functional energy core deep within the warship. The energy signature is unlike anything they've seen, dormant but highly potent. It's as if the ship is merely waiting for some kind of signal to wake it from its long slumber. The crew starts to become more concerned, yet they continue their investigation, believing it to be an abandoned relic or perhaps a ship that failed during a long-forgotten conflict. The lead scientist aboard the alien ship orders a closer examination of the warship's outer hull. It's not until they deploy a scanning beam to pierce through the ship's layers of armor that they begin to feel the first stirrings of unease. As the beam slices through the exterior, it reveals something shocking. The ship's systems are designed for war. The sheer scale of the weaponry is overwhelming. Their scanners detect advanced offensive systems, including weapons that could wipe out entire fleets with a single shot. The ship's weaponry, however, remains dormant, silent, but ready to spring to life with the flick of a switch. Just as they're preparing to pull back and reassess their approach, something strange happens. A pulse of energy suddenly shoots out from the warship, brief but unmistakable. The pulse isn't a defensive measure, nor is it a distress signal. It's a warning. The aliens pick up a data transmission, an old human message encoded in a way that they struggle to understand. It's not a complex transmission, but it's clear. Do not engage. You are not prepared. This unexpected message only deepens their growing sense of danger. The aliens begin to suspect that this ship isn't just a lost artifact. It might be a purposefully dormant weapon, placed in deep space as a deterrent or guardianship, waiting for someone to stumble upon it. And now they have. In this part of the story, initial curiosity serves to escalate the tension and heighten the mystery of the warship. The aliens start to realize that their assumptions about humanity and its technology are seriously flawed. What they thought was a primitive, abandoned vessel is quickly revealed to be a potential doomsday weapon. This also sets up the aliens' fear of humanity, no longer just the physical power the ship represents, but of the strategic genius and planning that could have led to such a ship being left behind. The aliens may be technologically superior, but humanity's military and engineering prowess is beginning to strike terror in them, even without the humans being present. The aliens' initial curiosity gives way to fear, the seeds of which will grow as they continue to learn more about the ship and what it represents. At this point, the alien scouts have begun to uncover more about the human warship, and what they discover starts to shake them to their core. What was once a simple curiosity quickly becomes a full-blown crisis of understanding. As the alien crew deepens their analysis of the ship, they begin to unearth secrets far more terrifying than they could have anticipated. The scans reveal that the warship's power systems, though dormant, are still intact and capable of unleashing unimaginable force. The AI running their own vessel alerts them to discrepancies in the readings. They're picking up signals of energy conversion systems that shouldn't exist, at least not at this scale. Despite the eerie stillness of the ship, they detect massive amounts of energy locked away within its systems, waiting to be unleashed. But what truly stuns them is the sheer efficiency of the warship's design. Every component, from its engines to its weapon systems, is optimized for survival and combat. The ship appears to have been built for one purpose: to destroy. The AI begins to run simulations, projecting what could happen if the warship were to power up and go into battle mode. The simulation suggests that the ship could easily obliterate an entire alien fleet. No, multiple fleets. With just a fraction of its capabilities, it could level entire cities, take down planets, and reduce civilizations to rubble. The aliens are stunned. This is no ordinary warship. It's an apex predator of the stars, designed for extermination. As the data floods in, the alien crew members exchange uneasy glances. They're in uncharted waters now. Their previous overconfidence falters as they come to a horrifying conclusion. Humanity wasn't just a species that fought wars. They built weapons with the sole intent of scaring the universe into submission. The warship wasn't just a ship, it was a symbol. The message it carried was clear. Humanity is not a species you want to mess with. This is when the realization truly hits home for the aliens. For all their advanced technology, their fleets, and their military might, they are facing something far more terrifying than they could have imagined: human ingenuity. They now realize that humans don't just fight with their weapons, they engineer fear. The sheer psychological terror of a ship like Indomitable is as powerful as its physical weapons. Its existence alone sends a message: don't mess with humanity or you will regret it. As the scans continue, one of the alien officers orders a more direct scan of the warship's internal systems, attempting to tap into its long-dormant AI to communicate with it. What they find chills them even further. The ship is conscious, at least in some way. Its AI, though heavily encrypted, begins to show signs of awakening. It's as if the ship is aware that it's being observed. For the aliens, this marks a turning point in their understanding. The ship isn't just a tool, it's alive. It's been waiting. The realization grows that if the warship were ever to wake up fully, it would become a living, breathing predator, an unstoppable force capable of wiping out entire fleets. It's not just the physical might of the ship that terrifies them, but the strategic intelligence and tactical genius behind its design. The alien officers begin to question their own fleet's readiness. Could they take on such a beast? What would be the cost? They begin to retreat into themselves, analyzing and reanalyzing every scenario. The fear grows, and the pressure begins to mount. They are not just facing a warship, they are facing the entire human military mindset. A mindset that, even after being dormant for centuries, can still strike terror into the hearts of alien invaders. At this point, the warship's AI broadcasts another chilling message, one that is encoded but still decipherable by the aliens. You are not prepared. Leave now or you will suffer. It's brief, but unmistakable in its tone. This message isn't a threat. It's a warning from a species that has clearly been to the fire and emerged stronger for it. The aliens, in all their technological prowess, have never faced something like this. The message sends a ripple of panic through the crew. The reality of their situation is setting in. The aliens may have the power to explore the stars and conquer distant worlds, but humanity's ability to survive, adapt, and destroy at a moment's notice has them rethinking their approach to space exploration. They realize they may have underestimated the humans, and they're not sure if it's too late to turn back. The shock and awe phase is the moment when the story shifts from simple curiosity to full-blown terror. The alien scouts begin to understand that humanity's technology and mindset are not to be taken lightly. This is no longer about just an ancient ship or lost technology. It's about facing a species that could wipe out entire civilizations, not with brute force alone, but with a cold, calculated intelligence that makes them fearsome adversaries. The shock factor is key here. Up until now, the aliens had assumed humans were nothing more than a small, potentially dangerous species, but still manageable. But now, they're staring at a living testament to humanity's terrifying capabilities. This part of the story drives home the message of humanity HFY, that humans are resilient, innovative, and deadly in ways the galaxy is not prepared for. After realizing the true nature of the human warship and its terrifying potential, the alien scouts are thrown into a state of panic. The knowledge that they've encountered a weapon capable of wiping out fleets, one that have been lying dormant for centuries, begins to shake their confidence. The aliens are no longer dealing with just a piece of abandoned technology. They are confronted by a force of nature that could be unleashed at any moment. The mood aboard the alien ship shifts drastically. The once confident crew begins to question everything. Panic spreads quickly as the implications of their discovery become clear. The alien captain, who had initially ordered the scan with little concern, is now sweating under the pressure of the situation. His crew, equally unnerved, begins to voice their concerns. One by one, the officers begin to argue over what the next step should be. Should they attempt to salvage the ship? Can they communicate with the human warship's AI? What happens if the ship comes online and becomes an active threat? The tension on board the alien vessel is palpable. Each crew member feels the weight of their collective fear. The aliens, despite their advanced technology, are now vulnerable. They have no idea whether the warship's AI will even respond to their attempts to communicate, or whether it will simply turn on them. Worse yet, there is a lingering fear that the humans may still be out there, watching, waiting for the moment when they will strike. The alien crew is split between two factions. Led by a senior officer, this faction argues for an immediate retreat. The warship is too dangerous, too unpredictable, and they cannot afford to risk engaging it. This faction insists that they leave the sector immediately, erasing all data on the human ship and returning to their home system to warn their species. They believe the warship is a relic, a weapon meant to intimidate, and that it would be far too risky to interact with it further. A second faction, led by a more ambitious officer, argues that the ship is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to study and potentially reverse engineer the human technology. They suggest that the human warship's AI might be dormant but still accessible, and there could be valuable knowledge hidden within. They believe that humanity's technological edge could be a game changer if they can learn from it. The debate rages on, but the tension builds as the ship drifts further into uncharted space. The crew is unable to reach a consensus, and as the fear grows, so does the pressure to act. As the alien vessel continues to orbit the warship, a new, unexpected development occurs. Without warning, the dormant human warship begins to activate. The systems that have been quiet for so long stir to life. First, it's subtle. Flickers of light from the ship's engines, faint hums in its power grid. Then more alarming signs emerge. Weapon systems booting up, turrets rotating into position, targeting systems coming online. The ship seems to be coming back to life, and the AI begins to emit low-frequency signals that are slowly becoming more complex. For the alien scouts, this is the worst possible scenario. The fear that had already begun to build reaches a fever pitch. The warship is awakening, and they are still in close proximity. What happens next could decide their fate. In the face of overwhelming fear and uncertainty, the decision is made: retreat. The alien ship begins to pull away from the Indomitable, as the crew scrambles to erase all traces of their scans and retreat to the safety of deep space. The captain orders a vessel to set a course for their home system, intending to report their findings. But even as they begin to leave, they know they have a serious problem on their hands. They have now confirmed the existence of a highly advanced human warship, one that is capable of destroying entire fleets. The warning from the Indomitable has been heard loud and clear. Humanity is not to be trifled with. The alien race must now deal with the fact that they have unwittingly walked into a territory where humanity's sheer technological might could challenge their dominance. The alien panic phase is crucial because it flips the narrative from initial awe and curiosity into a genuine sense of dread. The aliens now realize that humanity is not just another species to be observed or studied. They are a formidable, unpredictable threat. The Indomitable has become more than just a ship. It is a symbol of humanity's dangerous potential. This section also shows the vulnerability of even the most technologically advanced alien species when faced with something they cannot fully understand. Despite their technological prowess, the aliens are at a loss, completely out of their depth when confronted with humanity's sheer creativity, cunning, and power. The panic sets the stage for final realization that humanity may have engineered their own spacefaring apocalypse, and now the universe must reckon with them. This section marks the culmination of the story, where the aliens finally understand the full scale of what they've encountered and the terrifying implications for their species and the galaxy as a whole. The alien vessel makes its way out of the sector, leaving the dormant Indomitable behind. However, despite their retreat, the crew is still shaken. The fear that the warship instilled in them continues to haunt their thoughts. Their mission was to explore, but what they've uncovered is far more than they bargained for. Once back in their home system, the crew is debriefed by their superiors. The data they gathered is analyzed, and the extent of the warship's power is fully understood. The military command, now aware of the human warship's terrifying capabilities, convenes to discuss the next steps. The warship might still be dormant, but it's clear that it represents a threat far greater than anything they had anticipated. The strategic implications are immense. As the data is examined further, the aliens come to a chilling realization. The Indomitable wasn't lost by accident. It was left deliberately in deep space as a message. The ship wasn't just a war machine. It was a sentinel, a guardian placed there to remind the universe of humanity's power. The aliens had stumbled upon a piece of human history, but they also uncovered a deeper truth. Humanity knew how to defend itself on an unimaginable scale, even if they were not present to wield it. The revelation spreads quickly to the alien council, and fear turns to respect. This wasn't just a forgotten ship, it was a deliberate strategy, a psychological weapon. The mere existence of such a warship in deep space was meant to send a warning to any who might challenge humanity's position in the universe. The aliens now realize that the human species is not just powerful physically, they have mastered the art of war on a galactic scale. Their creations are designed to be silent, invisible, and unstoppable when the need arises. The Indomitable serves as a monument to the sheer willpower of humanity to survive, adapt, and become an unshakable force. The revelation spreads beyond the immediate alien species. News of the Indomitable's discovery reaches neighboring star systems, and other races begin to consider their place in the galaxy. The message is clear. Humanity is no longer a small player on the galactic stage. Their military might, combined with their strategic foresight, positions them as a powerful force that cannot be ignored. Across the galaxy, other alien factions begin to take notice. Some consider reaching out to humanity, while others fear that to engage would bring about unnecessary conflict. Yet, one thing is certain. Humanity's place in the stars has been secured, and the universe will now view them with caution and respect. The story ends with a final message from the Indomitable. In a moment of eerie calm, the ship's AI sends a simple transmission to the alien races that have now become aware of humanity's power. We are watching. Do not mistake our silence for weakness. The message is not a threat, but a reminder. Humanity is always prepared. Their power may lie dormant for now, but should the galaxy ever need reminding of their strength, they will awaken in full force. The Revelation section serves as a final turning point in the story. It takes the fear and tension of the earlier sections and gives it a greater context. The Indomitable is no longer just an ancient relic. It's a symbol of humanity's strategic genius and the lengths they will go to ensure their survival. The mystery surrounding the warship is unraveled, and the alien species, as well as the wider galaxy, are left to grapple with the realization that humanity is far more dangerous than they ever imagined. The final transmission encapsulates the central theme of the story. Humanity HFY ***. Humanity is not just a species that fights wars. They are a species that plans, adapts, and wins. The universe is now on notice, and humanity is ready. This section could explore the aftermath of the revelation and the ripples of fear, respect, and curiosity that humanity's strength sends across the galaxy. The alien races, after learning of the Indomitable and humanity's might begin to change their tactics and politics in response to this new force in the universe. In the aftermath of the discovery, various galactic factions begin to reevaluate their diplomatic and military strategies. Some races that were previously aggressive may decide to shift their focus toward peaceful coexistence, while others might double down on their preparation for potential conflict with humanity. There may be covert alliances formed, or a new Cold War might brew in the shadows, as alien species fear humanity's technological advances. From humanity's perspective, this newfound galactic awareness could spark new internal debates. Should humanity remain hidden, continuing to develop their power in silence, or should they embrace their position as a rising power on the galactic stage? This could lead to further political tension on Earth or between the colonies. The indomitable, after lying dormant for so long, might now be reactivated, not just as a relic, but as a living, breathing symbol of humanity's strength. The ship's AI might come online fully, possibly even with a capacity for independent thought, allowing it to take on a more active role in defending humanity or exploring new frontiers. The knowledge of humanity's power could spark the interest of a truly dangerous, aggressive alien species, a race that has yet to encounter humanity. Perhaps they watch from the shadows, waiting to see what happens next. Now, they may consider challenging humanity directly, pushing the boundaries of the conflict even further. This could open up a new wave of intergalactic war or diplomacy. Perhaps humanity, now recognized as a significant galactic power, begins to form alliances with other species who see them as protectors or equals. These alliances could lead to the sharing of technologies or the development of a unified military force, marking the rise of a powerful galactic coalition, shifting the balance of power in the galaxy. Alien factions, fearing human dominance, might attempt to infiltrate human colonies or sabotage their operations from within. Human military forces could be forced to combat a hidden war, one fought in the shadows, where trust and loyalty are tested. Throughout this story, you explored themes like technological superiority, the unknown, in terms of both the indomitable and humanity's potential, and the power of fear in intergalactic politics. By concluding with the realization that humanity is a force to be reckoned with, you touch on the broader theme of how societies perceive power, and how sometimes the greatest weapon a species can possess is not just in physical might, but in their ability to shape perception. This is a classic HFY story in the sense that it showcases humanity's resilience and ingenuity, not just as survivors, but as active players in the galactic theater, capable of shaping the future on their terms.